We are here. Are you all here? We're here.
We're here.
Where? Yeah, we made it. We made it.
You better be here.
I'm
Show
here.
up. Get
You're
here.
there. I think more people will show up later. They'll hear this too. Hopefully they'll be here. And where is here? Well, here. This is the future.
Unfortunately.
That's right. You've made it to the 1980s copy of This is the Future, unfortunately, where things are digitally interrupted. Alex sounds like that. What's that? What was that? So do you remember the soda dude? He was a robot guy and he used to he would like twitch and shit. Like his name was Max. I think it was Pepsi Max or some shit.
Like a character, like at
Yeah, he
a
was a robot man and he sold
oh, okay.
soda. And he
Oh,
was
for like Pepsi, it was like their mascot. Like the
yeah, yeah. That's what you just reminded me of. You could be
I
a Pepsi mascot from the 80s. Nice work.
oh, thanks. You're saying I could get a job.
Yeah, I'm handing out compliments today, Alex. It's the mood I'm in.
Wow, that's rare. Rare. That is rare, Tony.
Ew. You know what? I just thought of something. You seem like the kind of guy that would eat rare meat. Is that you? You
Yeah.
eat bloody meat? I know it. See, you can look at him and be like, yeah, the guy eats fucking bloody meat. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I like things that have flavor.
Is that,
Um,
oh, we want to start on a flavor argument? I mean, clearly, my thin ass is all about the flavor.
yeah, well, if you cook like red meat too much, all the flavor gets out of it because that's what cooking is you're cooking, and as you're cooking it, the flavor is leaving. And you want to know something, Tony?
I do.
Since we're on this topic, you say bloody meat. Well, when you have like a meat, let's say like a medium rare steak, and there's a little like red liquid on the plate, let's say, that's not blood. You know that? It isn't blood.
No, educate me.
It's not blood. It is like juice and flavor from the meat, but there's like some hemoglobin in it. Hemoglobin is like what is in blood. There's not blood in it. So it's not blood. It's because honestly all the blood came out of the piece of meat when you killed it. When you left it. So there's not any, that's not blood. It looks like blood because it's red and it's a piece of meat, so people flip out. It's not blood.
It's
It's just
it's hemoglobin.
it has hemoglobin in it, so it turns it red, but it's just like juice from the meat, basically. It's just leaking it, this is coming out of the meat. So it's not blood. You're not eating blood.
Okay. All right. So when I order my next steak, I'll just say, I won't say medium or well. I'll just say hold the hemoglobin.
There you go.
That
They'll know exactly what you're talking about at
oh,
the Cracker Barrel.
these aren't cooks and chefs. These are fucking food scientists. I know. I just need their jargon, and I'll get the steak the way I want it. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah,
Love
they'll know exactly what you're talking about down at the Cracker Barrel, Tony. I know where you eat.
it.
They'll know exactly.
They'll just bring out a plate with a fucking bottle of ketchup. That's it. On like this. That's it.
I think the reason why, and I'm not trying to talk shit about you, but I think the reason why people eat well done meat is because they're afraid. They're
Yes.
afraid of like catching something or
Well, I
whatever.
told you my mad cow disease. I've talked about that. That's why we were encouraged not to eat meat on when we lived on the English economy in the early 90s because they were having an issue with mad cow disease. And they said if you were eating undercooked meat, there's a really good chance you could get it. So that's what put the fear in me, and I've been eating that way ever since. I can, I just eat well done meat or close to well done.
Mhm.
Little red's all right.
I bet I know I could cook you not even a medium rare, a medium steak,
Mm.
and I know you would like it. I know I could cook it in a way that you would like it.
Well, not to toot your horn, Mr. Trumpet Face, but there hasn't been anything that you've made that I didn't enjoy, so I trust you
Um,
because you have confidence. So confidence sells, people.
so you've been at like a barbecue, right? And you're eating like a steak or maybe a burger, and you're eating it outside.
Yes.
Okay, so this is gonna sound weird, but it's true. You could take a medium rare steak off the barbecue, cut into it outside, and you won't see a lot of red. Like outside, outdoors, cut into
Mhm.
it, look into the steak when you're standing outside, and you won't see a lot of red. You won't. You go inside in the light, it'll be pink and red as shit. So I guarantee you at a barbecue, I could trick you. And you'd be like, this is good.
Well, not if you said that nasty. Well, now you fucking ruined it. I'm not eating anything inside, outside, or under a dumpster. Fuck this shit. That scares me now.
Don't be scared, Tony. I would never trick you.
So you're saying hemoglobin reacts to violet, what is it? Inside lights?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fucking
Fluorescent?
not a fucking scientist or anything. I'm just a fat guy in a room, but
That guy in a room. That's the name of a show.
fat guy in a room. Um, that's just something that I've noticed over the years of cooking is that things, things just look different in different light. That's all,
I just see you on drive-ins and dives or whatever with that chucklehead, and you're just like, I don't know, for some reason, it's just like proving your point. Like, now we're on the inside, now we're on the outside. Leave the fucking hemoglobin. So what you're saying is, if I'm outside, it ain't gonna look as bloody. Well, you're saying it ain't gonna have no extra hemoglobins in it, and that is awesome. How do you like that?
Yeah, I would do that. But what I don't know why we're talking about this, but I know I could I could make you a steak that has some hemoglobin coming out of it, and you would like it. You just have to get over yourself. That's all.
That's why I like this show, because we have no fucking idea what we're going to talk about, and we make just mash shit together.
Yeah, it just comes out. I don't know.
Just two idiots at a bus stop talking about nothing.
About nothing.
That's great. So did you have fun this week?
I did. I ended up going to the Oregon coast. I went, Callie and I went for the weekend. And then her sister and her sister's boyfriend met us for the last day because we had like a huge Airbnb house. Like, it was huge. It had like, I don't know, 6 rooms in it. 4 of them upstairs. Had like a shuffleboard, a hot tub.
Jesus, what'd you rent all that for?
I don't know. We were just like trying to find a house.
It was the first one I could click on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was relatively cheap for the weekend and for the house and the hot. We were looking for a dog friendly house that had a hot tub, and we found it. And then we were like, shit, this is really big. So we invited 2 other people to come hang out with us. And I on Saturday morning, so it was like around 9:30 or 10. Didn't have anything to drink yet. Fucking sober as I could ever be. And went out because I had a backyard and a hot tub, and I was gonna go turn the hot tub on and get into it and everything, and took the dog out. It was raining and snowing, and I busted my goddamn ass on some stairs. Like, I hit the ground. I fell going down the stairs. It was like 3 stairs. They were really slick.
Damn.
The middle of my back landed, like the second stair landed right in the middle of my back. I was fucked up the whole weekend.
Oh shit.
It's still kind of sore. Like, it kind of still feels like there's like a bruise, but like I was limping and like a sharp pain in my hip. Like, I fucked myself up, man.
Ooh.
Like, I busted my goddamn ass hard. It was bad.
That's no good. I mean, duh. But that sucks when you get hurt like that and it hangs around for a few days. Then you realize that age is more than a fucking number.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not old, but I'm also not crazy young. You know what I mean?
And when you fall like that, that's how you know.
Yeah, it made me realize, because it's like, I grew up skateboarding, roughhouse and wrestling my whole life.
Eating
like
shit, right?
Yeah, and then like, I don't know, 10 years earlier, like it was like if I was still in my early 20s, probably would have been hurt. But I would have like just like got up, went and smoked a bowl or took a shot and been fine. But I was like limping around. But luckily there was a hot tub, so I was able to you know, that made it a little bit better when I was able to, took like 20 minutes to get into the goddamn thing because I was slipping around. And I was afraid of the stairs because I had to go down the stairs to get in the hot tub.
And I just had this flashback from Boogie Nights of you sitting around in this little wooden tub with a couple of other grown men saying Dirk Diggler.
Dirk Diggler.
That's how my brain works, folks.
Uh,
That's crazy. That sucks. So that kind of like sums up the Oregon coast and what there is to do there because you went all that way and did all that, and your biggest story was I ate shit on some slippery
yeah,
slope.
that was
What's
the
there to do at the
takeaway.
coast? Get fucking hurt.
Yeah, I fucking busted my goddamn ass. So I spent a lot of the time like sitting down on the couch and in a chair just because I was like, I'm sorry everyone, but I'm hurting.
That
And
sucks, man.
later that night we went out to eat and I was able to limp. Mail's here.
Yes.
But I was able to get in the car and we went to dinner. And I was sitting there, I was eating the food, and I just had to stop like an old man, like my dad used to do when we were kids. We'd go out to eat, he would get up and he would walk around the restaurant. And I realized I had to do that because I was hurt and I had to stand up. So I walked around and the busboy was looking at me weird when I was walking around. He's like, hey, I was like, hey. No, I am my dad right now. I'm my father. Leave me alone. And I realized, fuck, I am getting kind of old. I just did what my dad used to do.
Right?
I don't know if your dad ever did that, or you seen like an old man just stand up in the middle of dinner and walk around. That's what they're doing. They're in pain and they're trying to walk it off a little bit.
Right. Oh yeah, no, I do that. I do that like my dad does, definitely. I've been doing that for a long time. Because I watched him when I was a kid respond to pain, and so now as an adult, that's your reaction. You're like, ow, like that didn't even fucking hurt. Why'd I say ow? That's why I always say that. I'm like, why the fuck did I say ow? Pussy.
It's like you're supposed to feel pain.
This poor kid in the restaurant sees you walking around. He's probably waiting for you to put on a ski mask and go, wallets, rings, and watches. Thought you were casing the place.
Yeah.
People even do that anymore? People, I don't think anyone's robbed anything since Bill Murray and Quick Change.
He was the last person.
Yeah, officially, Bill Murray's the last person to commit armed bank robbery. This is a robbery. This is a robbery. Fucking love that movie. Have you seen that movie? Quick Change?
Yeah.
Dude, what? God damn it! What's his name? The guy who plays Cousin Eddie. He's in the movie with him.
Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid. There's a scene in Quick Change. This is how my brain works. Here we go. Now we're off. The scene in Quick Change where they get lost in a New York City neighborhood, and all of a sudden they realize there's a duel with two people on bicycles and broomsticks that don't have broom heads on them. You remember that? Yeah. That is the most random fucking scene I've ever seen in a movie. And it happens in front of them, and the guy gets knocked off his bike with a broom handle, and it's a bad omen for them, trying to escape from the bank robbery. It's great.
We should do that.
I was just thinking, if any place in this country has that happening as an event, it's Portland. Bikes and broom handles. Come on, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, you've seen people LARPing in parks, right? You've seen LARPers.
Oh yeah, and Bend, like where people beat each other up with foam swords.
Oh yeah,
I love that. I love to watch.
I used to work with this lady that was a professional LARPer. She used to get paid, and she just had a part-time job at a cheeseburger shack that I worked at. Work like 1 or 2 days a week.
So she got paid a lot.
Yeah, right. She was a professional LARPer. She said she got paid. And I fucking lost my mind on her. I was like, you what? You what? Professional, huh?
Who's paying her to do this?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't know how it works, but all I know is I like kind of lost it. I was like, what? And she's like, calm down. You should be happy for me. I'm like, I'm not, I don't know you.
Happy for you.
Fat nerds in the park with a foam sword. I don't like.
Oh my God. She's
My
got a
mom
big.
worked at the hospital for 35 years, sweating her ass off, and you are fucking have a shield and a foam sword, and you're getting paid for it. You go fuck yourself. Get a real job.
We wouldn't be able to say that if we were making money doing this, but since we're not, we can say that.
I know, right?
You idiots get paid to do what? I have to say, as far as like, there's something else that struck my brain. Steph said something funny yesterday. We were talking about somebody that we know, and she said, I always like it when someone comes up with a new way to call someone an idiot. And this might not be a new way, but I think it's really funny. She just called him a toolbox, and I just thought, well, I know I haven't heard that in a while, and I was like, I travel around the world because I just what I do, and that's funny. Like, toolbox. That's what was the one I heard in Oregon? It was douche canoe. That was a good one. That hasn't made it over here yet. I've used it for a while. It fell flat, like the Wright brothers, So we used Wright brothers like 2 weeks in a row. That's awesome. In any case, yeah, it's good shit. So
Um,
you almost broke your back, and
yeah.
you got to soak for the weekend. What town were you in?
Um, a town outside of Lincoln City called Glendolyn. I don't know, some small coastal town in Oregon.
Hmm.
I might not be saying it right, but yeah, in between Lincoln City, excuse me, and Depot Bay.
Oh, that's right, where we were staying when I went and visited, like last May. I was staying out that way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is that where yeah? Where's the Devil's Punch Bowl? Were you near that?
I think so. I don't know. Maybe
Didn't you go see anything scenic?
we went to the ocean.
What? You're at the coast. Everything's the ocean. Just look left or look right.
Yeah, we did.
Well, here's what someone asked me the other day, the difference between like the West Coast, like the beaches. And like I told him, I said on the East Coast you have the shore, the beaches, whatever you want to call them. The West Coast, like the Northwest, there's not really beaches. There's sand, but it's rocky as shit. The complete opposite, in my opinion.
Right.
Shark infested, all state parks. Like out here, it's all built up, hotels and horse shit. But out there, it's all state parks. There really isn't anything on the water at all. I mean,
Mm-mm.
anyway, it's totally fucking different. And personally, I think it's awesome because I don't really want to be in the ocean anymore. I don't like swimming in it. If there's no rocks, there's poop and dead bodies and fucking fuel and everything else the Kraken is in there. What the fuck? I'm not
Yeah.
swimming with the Kraken. I don't even know what a Kraken is. I'm not gonna get in there.
I don't even know what a crack it is.
Hey, if Disney's talking about it, making it scary, and Disney's a family-friendly organization, if they make the Kraken look scary, I'm staying the fuck out of the ocean. So the Oregon coast is really cool because they have a lot of tide pools and all that cool shit. And it's funny, but that's more entertaining than dicking around in the sand for 6 hours. Like just
Yep.
that. I like the Oregon coast, and the funny thing is, it never looks good. The Oregon coast is almost always rainy, shitty. July, it's windy as fuck. It doesn't matter. So you
That's
always
why I like
you always
it.
have a hat.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter. It's so that
Uh,
basically the coast is the coast year round.
Yeah, I like that better. I like it when it's rainy and the water's all angry and it's fucking big waves and
Yeah.
you
And shark infested like no one's business. And I just think it's cool because all those sharks speak Russian. It's just neat. You know?
what?
They
Don't
have
just say that
visitors.
like it's a normal thing to say, like everyone knows all sharks are Russian.
They speak Russian. They're not
Okay,
all
okay, we'll
Russian.
get into it. Are
But
they
in that
biological
part of
sharks?
the country, stay
Fucking-
with me, Alex. All right, now
Fine.
Russia. See, look, we're over here on the East Coast. We're far from Russia, so these sharks are speaking English, Welsh, Irish, some Jersey in there. But where you're at, it's a lot of Russia, a lot of Russian. That's cool, Russian, Chinese. It's just neat stuff. That's why so many people get bit on the West Coast because no one speaks fucking Russian. If you talk to these sharks, be like, fuck off in Russian, I think you're fine. I think you're totally fine. Speak Russian if you're gonna surf on the fucking northwestern coast.
Oh,
Be
that's
smart,
funny.
people. What are you doing? Just learn stop in Russian, whatever that is, you know? You don't punch its nose, you just tell them no. No means no everywhere. Just gotta know the language. Anyway, that was stupid as shit. Maybe you laughed. No,
I'm
but the
laughing
Oregon coast
about,
is rad.
I'm laughing about something.
Here, you wanna fucking laugh? Who said this? Someone said to me last night that they thought the Goonies was filmed in Massachusetts.
Really? No.
See? Right?
Uh,
I was like, dude, it was like filmed in the town that it's named after. It's no shit at all. Like,
yeah, it's filmed in Astoria. It's
well,
fucking.
yeah, some they cheated and went to Cannon Beach, but just about all of it, yeah, all location shit was pretty relative to the
It's
state.
filmed on the Oregon coast. Yeah, I know where that rock is when they're on the beach and they see
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
it's on Cannon Beach. It's out there, and I never walked to it because it's too damn far. I'm like, the hell with that. It is far. It's horse. That's the problem with the Oregon beaches. It's wet sand for 6 miles.
Mhm.
So if you did go out and catch a wave and get bit, no one's gonna help you. You don't speak Russian. They can't see you back there. You're fucked.
You don't speak Russian. Okay, so here's my question with these Russian-speaking sharks. Do they speak human Russian, or do they speak shark Russian?
Well, you got to think. I mean, right out of the gate, you have that aquatic barrier. You know, so everything that you say, even when we speak our language underwater, it comes out all garbled. So you have to speak Russian underwater. So you're fucked. I don't even know how to speak Russian, let alone underwater. So do your research, take some night courses, figure it out.
Huh. You know, Tony, you teach me something new every week. Every week, I'm like,
Honestly, I watched a lot of 60s Bond movies this week. That's where all this is coming from. Like I watched the one with all the sharks and shit. I'm like, this is great. What they had a great budget for the 60s. Look at all this stunt work. Like that's how you know you're getting old when you're like clapping during the movie. You're like, great production. Just a great
like,
production.
where'd they get all these Russian sharks? I
I'm
had no
telling you.
idea that you could get so many Russian-speaking sharks.
I know. You got these tiger sharks. I wonder about them. I mean, are we talking Asian tigers? Are we talking Russian tigers? I mean, I need to know, you know?
It could be both.
You know what? What am I talking about? We can just watch Shark Tale. That'll tell us everything. They all have every fish in there speaks.
Documentary. It's a documentary. It's a documentary. I mean, that's why it's called Shark Tale. It's a tale, a
That
real
was
tale
funny.
about sharks. It's a documentary.
You talk about a show that's about nothing. Fuck Seinfeld. We've got this shit covered.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like the March of the Penguins. It's another documentary about
Holy shit. Dude, I'd be down to rent a to like go in on an Airbnb at the coast though. Like even as I said, the time of year doesn't matter. And if you get really lucky, you can score. There's a few places that are really do face the ocean. I've stayed in ones that were
yeah.
a row behind them. But did you have an ocean view out the window and any window?
No, we had to walk to or drive 3 minutes to it,
That's
but
really where your money. I think that's really where your money goes.
yeah. I mean, that's fine. Like I've been to the Oregon coast so many times. It's just like you could just drive a couple minutes and then just go down a street and it'll almost any street and you could get to the ocean for the
Well,
most.
and that too, there's a shitload, as I mentioned, of state parks. So what's cool about it is that when you're on the road, most of the state park parking lots are on the other side of the beach, like away from the beach. But then what you wouldn't know is that when you go down to them, you go under the overpass, you walk under the highway, and then you're at the beach.
Right.
So I mean, one thing I want to do there is get some sunset photos because I can see how big of a pain in the ass that is. That does not happen every day on the Oregon coast. There's no way. So that to me seems fun because I'm middle aged. It's what you do. You know, you put on your white Nike whatever Maxes and you take your ass out there in your old favorite blue jeans and you take pictures of a shipwreck with the sun going through it for 6 hours and then you take a long nap. That's what you do.
You are middle aged.
No, I'm not. I get excited about this shit. I'm like, I'm gonna get a picture of the sunset on the Oregon coast. It's gonna happen because it
Did I
didn't happen when I was there.
I know like middle age is like 40 or whatever, but you know, I'm 35. Why can't that be middle age? I don't want to live to be 80. That's too long. That's a lot.
Here's the thing, you don't actually know when the middle of your life is until you're dead. So hang in there, buddy. Maybe it is 35. I don't know.
Good point.
Keep your chin up. Oh shit, that's
So
funny.
what's up, Tony? How you been? What's new with you? What's your week like?
I went to the Philadelphia flower show.
Oh,
It was cool. I haven't seen a flower show since my parents took me to Holland to the
you
bulb
do
field.
like so many things. It's just, like haunted houses, sports games, concerts, shit like that, parades. You're like, well, I'm gonna make sure I go to everything. I don't care if it's a goddamn flower show. I'm going to it. I don't give a shit what it is.
A cat extravaganza. Don't count that shit out.
What
That was
else?
new. The cat extravaganza. You remember that one?
You went to that?
Yeah, we talked about it. We had a whole episode about the cat extravaganza.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, sorry.
And I'm the pothead. That's what's crazy.
Hey man, I smoke weed too.
I know. I leave all my shit there when I have to come back here.
Mm.
Takes care of itself.
Yeah, that's true. I yeah, I remember talking about that. And you just like it's like, oh, whatever it is, I'm gonna go do it. Yeah, I like that about you. You know, you really like to go spend your money. It's good.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm just fucking bored.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Well, hopefully there's some shit to do out west. I'll find something to do.
Yeah, you could stare out the window and watch the rain.
You know, I hear stacking rocks is making a comeback, and there's a lot of rocks out there. So I'll just go stack rocks, take pictures, name them, and put them on Instagram. Let
There you
people find them. Find my rockstack.com. I'll
go.
find, see, I already have a plan. I'm not even there yet. It's gonna be great. It'll be so much fun. It's crazy.
So what was to do at this flower show? Explain the flower festival or what had
Well,
you.
it helped being inebriated. I usually don't drink three $10 beers, but I did. But it was cool. Basically just, a lot of displays made out of flowers. Like really, I mean, I'm underplaying it here. It was amazing. They had different sections. They had like a lot of mood lighting and whatnot, making shit cool with steam. It was trippy and whatnot. There was like people made out of flowers with disco balls on their heads. Like different, must have been like 30 different exhibits. And then they showed a bunch of different like people like it was a competition, so people were ranked, and they had just little plants that they had grown that are rare, and they were judged and whatever. It was neat. I don't.
So it wasn't just like flowers in dirt and people looking at it. It was like also things made out of flowers. People
Oh
made.
yeah, man. No, seriously. Like these are major exhibits. Like they would take like I don't know, like your living room size or more, and they would get that space, and then they would decide this is what I'm going to do, and they would make it look like a bamboo garden in Asia. Like they would have the wood framing, like you'd be
Oh,
walking
okay.
through a house that looks like you're in Asia, and there's all these bamboo trees, and not bamboo trees, what am I trying to say, the bonsai trees.
Ah,
Bonsai
yes,
trees that were rare.
bonsai.
Right, so they had that, and they had another one that was like a disco. It was busy. That was the thing. There were lines everywhere. So I was doing it where you just go walk into the end. Everyone's waiting to come out and look at the big exhibit at the end of that little, and I'm just walking into the exit like, oh yeah, take a picture of that shit. There we go. God, just whatever. You're
Awesome.
just drunk and stoned. It was a good time.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
We were there for like 6 hours. It was amazing, right?
See.
Well, that's one of the few things in the city from my house. There's a train right there, and you can take that train straight into the city. And it was shitty outside, so we didn't have to be outside at all. You
Okay.
come out of the train station, you're in the convention center, and then in the convention center is an entrance for the Hard Rock Cafe. So we ate there. And it wasn't until after we ate that I saw a little mouse run across the floor. And I thought to
Oh,
myself, yep, I'm in the city. Is that a
oh,
problem? If
what?
you have mice, isn't there? You're supposed to get like shut down if you have mice. All right, I won't go any further. I know you work in the restaurant industry. I don't put you on the spot here, but
Um, yeah, I'll just say this. all those rodents were here before us. So, you know.
I mean, like I was at I walked by a sandwich shop that was closed already for the day, and there was a mouse on the counter. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'm just seeing mice these days. I don't know what's going on.
I see mice.
As
Yeah,
long as they're not in my fucking sandwich, we're good.
yeah. Usually, some, like I've had like a couple mice in the garage here at this house, and just set a couple traps, and they, you
No,
know.
no, I meant in a restaurant.
Oh yeah, I know what you meant for sure. I just was just trying to say, like, they're not that big of a deal, especially if you could catch a few of them. I feel like a lot of them, like, be like, oh, you just killed my aunt, so I'm gonna stay away from here or something,
Right.
So like, so it's just kind of an example of like that's had that here at the house, and you kind of in restaurants, it's a similar thing,
Hmm. Right on.
It's like my little couple few a mouse here or there. It's not that big of a deal. You just don't want it to get out of control, and you don't want you don't want like snakes and scorpions, and in Florida, if they have like a big like python and the restaurant, you don't want that, you know what I mean?
Well, no, and you're right. I mean, you don't want mice bring snakes,
Yeah.
and also and then snakes bring not what's Splinter, from Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you keep fucking around, you're gonna have Splinter living in your sewer, and you don't need that shit because especially if you have a pizza parlor, you're fucked. They're gonna
Oh,
move in right underneath you. Yeah,
yeah,
so you
yeah.
got to make sure you get them before they
Turtles.
grow up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it 100 times. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Especially, there's something in the water in Portland, man, that makes them things turn into real people. So you got to be careful. You
It'll
know?
happen. It'll
Oh yeah,
goddamn.
well. Here's some. Let's think of something else I did yesterday. I haven't done before. I was invited to be a third in a threesome. So I joined a couple, and we mixed it up for a while.
Oh, so you were the new person with these people. Yeah.
Well, in all honesty, like we've had it off with them before as a foursome, but they wanted to do it as a threesome. So I went over. It was like I felt like I was the talent.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, honestly, like you talk about Dirk Diggler, I'm your guy, man. That was it. That's how I showed up. It's like, come on, Jack. I'm ready to fuck. I'm ready to fuck right now, Jack. It's gotta be right now.
It's my big dick.
Right? It's my big dick, Jack. My dick. Yeah, it wasn't like that at all.
Cool, man. So, how'd it go?
Oh, it was kinky. Anybody that got to see that would have just, had to change their shorts. It was fantastic.
Cool.
I really
So,
put the work in, Alex. I really, I'm there to help people. I'm a people person. I'm there to help. So I just showed up with my tool belt and nothing else on. I said, "Where do you need me?" That was it. I just assumed positions. I'm just like kind of like Lincoln Logs. You just pick the pieces, put me, wherever you need me to be. That's where I'm at. So we all had fun. It was good stuff.
um, it was a man and a lady and a man.
I wish there was some women there. There was not.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Alex, you hear that music from Pulp Fiction?
I was like, hey, Tony.
I went into this basement from the of a what are those things called? What are
What?
those stores called where people sell stolen goods?
Pawn shops?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
happened. I went to an orgy last night at the bottom of a pawn shop, and this girl had this big motorcycle. This guy had this big motorcycle, and there was a ninja sword and a chainsaw. I showed up at the set of Pulp Fiction last night and got fucked.
Oh, you're gonna become a boxer. I swear.
Who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby. For all my
So,
Pulp Fiction fans. No, I did not walk into Zed's basement last night and have sex with two men, but there was a woman involved there. It was him and his girlfriend, and
mhm.
we just, I was just loose. It was fun, man. I felt like I was back to nude modeling for art classes. That's what it felt like.
Oh, really?
You know? It was like, and derobe. I was like, okay. My name's Buck, and I'm here to fuck.
Man, I really like that. I like that you go to flower shows. You like to go get fucked by Zed. It's great. It's like you're really, you're just you're a beautiful mind, Tony. You're a beautiful mind. I appreciate that about you.
Someday I'm just gonna drop dead, in the middle of a flower show, and I'll be like, "What did he die from?" Be like, "Zed."
Zed. Killed him.
Who
Yeah.
knows, man? But yeah, it was fun. Like we're all mixing it up and whatnot, and then like at the end, at the end when everyone's trying to get what they want, and this particular woman, like she can just
That what you call it? Is it everyone's getting what they isn't
that what an orgy is? Like
Yeah, I
everybody
mean,
gets
well,
what they
that's what
want.
sex is. That's what you're trying to get what they're trying to get what you want. I get it. I mean, that's just a funny way to put it. I never
That's exactly how I finished. I was like, "Are you good?" Like, "Yep, I got what I wanted." That's it.
later. All right,
That'd be
I have a question.
okay.
How soon after everyone gets what they want, how soon do you leave? Do you leave right after? Do you hang out and talk? Do you go over notes? Do you have a lunch? What do? You have a beer? What's the etiquette? Because it's like, well, okay, I'm leaving, or like what happens?
Well, it's funny that's actually that is the most awkward part, is when to start, when to finish. Someone who wants to be in charge. Usually if you're going over, usually if it's a couple and it's the dude's letting you be with his woman or whatever, then the dude's in charge, and if he's, so he's over there yelling out quit the commands like a fucking porn studio in the 70s, grab her ass, choke her out, juggle my balls. Like, what? Wait, I can't do all this at once. Hang on a second. Uh, but right before we finished, I'll answer your question. But right before we finished, everyone's jerking and squirt, just pounding, and it was going nuts, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah!" It sounds like a bidding war, for a new Banksy painting. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, right as I'm getting ready to get off, I just feel on my ass, and I couldn't figure out who it was, but boy, I came hard.
Oh man, who
I
was
still don't
spanking
know.
your
I'm like,
ass?
it could have been him. It could have been her. I don't give a shit. I shot that way.
Oh, wow.
But
I
at the
like it.
end, to answer your question, like it was one of those, like, what's cool about them is they don't fuck for 3 hours. They were like, we got to be in bed by 9:30. I was like, well, it's 8 o'clock, so you have time to watch The Simpsons. There you go. We finished up with like I threw my shit away. I bring a little bag with like moist towelettes and shit in there because that's
That's
what
nice.
Reddit says you're supposed to do for an orgy. So brought all, long story short, threw my clothes on, drank a little water. We all talked about how great it was. I was out of there 10 minutes after we finished. Because once you're done fucking and everyone's just kind of like comes down from their little sex high, you
Mhm.
can just tell, you know how to read a room. You know when the conversation's dead, like we're not gonna fuck again and we're not friends. So see ya.
That's
Unless you want to
fun.
buy a subscription to some sort of magazine service, I'm the fuck out of here. See ya.
I love that. That's funny because it's like, yeah, it's like, he's staying too long. We're not, like don't linger when he's lingering.
I don't want to stay there. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't want to be rude, but you guys good? All right, see ya. Bye. I'm gonna go wash my dick. Got some new soap.
You gotta coming and going.
That's right. That's right.
And you're a pretty cool guy, Tony.
Is that what it takes to be cool?
Yeah,
Flower
yeah, you know
shows and
what?
the
After all
third
these
in an
years, I
orgy?
just figured it out. I just figured it out after 10 plus years. Pretty cool guy. I like that. Pretty cool guy.
But like I told him last night, I was like, if I'm not doing this, I'm just an asshole who works for a cell phone company. So I got to do something.
Hey,
Got to have something. In any case, can we
well,
talk? Were we at music time? Or oh wait, did we? Where are we?
I don't know, man. We're talking about flowers and
Well, we didn't really. If we have a minute, we always try to hit an unfortunate topic. Unfortunately, Alex and I didn't really come up with anything, but we did. We I saw right before the show that I don't know, like CBD gummies, but more importantly, mushroom gummies. Mushrooms are becoming cool now. Like you can just buy mushroom gummies and have a light trip or whatever. And I guess that's fortunate until you unfortunately eat too fucking many, and then grandma comes over and you have to explain what's happening to you
well,
and
I
why
mean
you
that's
can't eat
I
her
think that's
casserole.
like the you know, trial and error kind of thing. You're like, you kind of figure out where you're at. If you take too many, you're like, all right, I don't take 10, take 5 kind of thing, probably
Right,
with,
but I mean, so mushrooms are legal.
yeah, I
I
think
mean,
so.
are they legal they are legal in your state, right?
Well, we can't buy them at any dispensary or anything, but everything's kind of decriminalized or whatever, or the Portland PD doesn't give a shit really. So just
Well, yeah,
say,
I noticed that. They're not even out there. So what you're
uh,
saying is there's a lot of cow patties being flipped over.
yeah.
Those are my mushies! Bang!
I know a few people that like have or do still, maybe, I don't know if they do anymore, certain people that will not be named, but that have got like the in-home mushroom growing kit and grew many.
I know someone who did that.
Yeah.
I heard it was kind of weird.
I've never, I don't do that, but I know a lot of people that microdose mushrooms, and I think that's kind of the,
That's what this is, right?
yeah, and like Callie, my,
Yeah,
she
yeah, you're
like a pill. I know a lot of people, like almost bunch of people I know do it. Like, and it's like not,
really.
yeah, like, oh yeah, like, and actually, I don't even think Callie does it anymore. I think she did it a couple of times, and it's just whatever. But I know a lot of people that do it. Yeah,
So, do you know if people are doing it and they're saying, "Yeah, it's kicking my anxiety's ass," or is like
yeah.
that was just yeah,
I know people that like it. It helps them. It's like good for them. It's
right?
like,
And that's what I mean by like I don't know if this is an unfortunate topic or not. It's just crazy that you can scroll through Instagram and be like, "Hey, you can buy fucking mushroom gummies," and it's like, can I?
I think that this is more fortunate than unfortunate. This is, I think it's a good.
Depending on who you are, this could be unfortunate for you if you've had too many mushrooms in your life. So,
Well, see, even those people, yeah, even those people, like, I think you, after a while, you get regular and you're like, okay, this is the dose I can handle. You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah, I've been there. Right.
Like, so it's like, I don't like mushrooms, but I have thought about being like, all right, maybe I do a capsule or half a capsule or whatever, and I think it does help people. I think it's great. I think, yeah, I mean, you don't want to, you don't want to, you don't want to have too much of anything unless you want to have too much of anything. Help! Help! I need help! Help!
I knew it.
The first thing I fucking think about is Tony freaking out in his living room when we're tripping balls, like fucking stomping around like he's got fucking flippers on. Like, help! I need help! And I'm like, I don't know how to help you. I'm high as fuck too, man.
I know that's the problem with me is I'm a fucking liability. Everyone's like, "Yeah, would it be awesome to take a bunch of drugs and go to Vegas?" Like, sure, as long as we leave Tony at home, that'll be awesome. You
Yeah.
take that fucking nut job, it's gonna be a problem. It's like carrying on a wet mop everywhere you go. Just, "Oh, help, help!" Like, what the fuck is it with this guy? He hasn't even taken any drugs yet. Just being weird.
Being weird, yeah.
No, I get it.
Uh,
For all of you who can handle your shit, that's awesome. And thank you for letting me have just a taste. All I need. Leave
Thanks
me
for
alone. And then when I get to that point where it's really good and I'm having a lot of fun and I'm like, I think I should have some more. You need to be a good friend and say, no, you don't. And that, and as they say in my one of my favorite Indiana Jones movies, at that point, you have chosen wisely. That's right. So
not.
yeah, so now you can take mushrooms and you can get rid of a little bit of anxiety. So that's
Yeah.
actually going to be a fortunate topic for most people that we know. So that's awesome. But here's a question that makes me wonder if it couldn't be unfortunate. They're selling them on the internet. How the fuck is it legal to just buy this shit from a website, send it to your door here in Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, or any other state that didn't legalize or decriminalize hallucinogenics?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we're in this place where I'm sure there's someone that watched this show that lives in New York City. It's like, what are you talking about? I just bought crack from eBay. Like,
Yeah.
what? I'm not that daring. I'm still paranoid about sending
You
shit the
can
wrong.
do that. You could buy fucking anything off of, you know.
That's what's crazy to me. It's like, really? It's that wide open? Like that movie the night before, and she's like, I bought a bunch of drugs just on the fucking on the internet last night. Just Googled drugs.
Just Google drugs and bought them.
Right. So it's just I don't know. Like I still don't trust the internet. I still know I'm like you can get in trouble for all this if they want to fuck you, you know. And so I'm still that
Well,
paranoid
I
person.
think it's legal. Mushrooms is legal in Denver or Colorado, I think.
Yeah, I think you're
So
right.
maybe it's like you buy it. You're over in Pennsylvania, and but on the internet you buy it. So technically, you're buying it in Denver. So
Huh.
you're,
Yeah, but then
but
you're shipping it to Pennsylvania. They're shipping it. So now
yeah,
you're a fucking drug smuggler.
yeah. Well, it's only illegal when it leaves Denver.
So as soon as the plane crosses the border into the next state, I get arrested. Like,
No, it has to touch. Well, in the air, it's not illegal yet. It has to touch down. So yeah, as soon
so
as
if
that
they airdropped it and I caught it, it wouldn't be
yeah, well,
illegal.
yeah, if they shoot it out of it like a t-shirt cannon, and you're like going long, and you fucking
I caught fungus.
yeah, there you go.
All right. So there
You
you
should
go, folks.
listen to everything that we say and take it as a fact. Okay, this is
Yes.
true. This is how the world works. We know exactly. If I said it, it's a fact and it's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
You can put us right up against all the major news networks and we'll make just as much sense as they do. I guarantee it. Not a
That's
problem. That's
that's
right. We're just not wearing suits and I don't get professional haircuts. Clearly look like a fucking sprout right now. Um
great.
so um to music then. Now that we've talked about drugs and sex, it's time for music.
Music. Um, yes, St Vitus.
Fuck
Um,
you. I was still trying to figure that out this week. I'm like, Vitus, 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 Vitus.
They are a band that formed in Los Angeles. Wikipedia says 1978, but Tony might say something.
Spotify says the early 80s. So
Well, either way, but Spotify might be right because
they're Swedish.
uh-huh, their their like first album was like 84, so I think that's probably right. But the album was Born Too Late, St Vitus. So yeah, what do you think? Because before then you haven't heard them, right?
No, I have not. That's what's fun. I haven't heard one damn song from them until I put them on for this reason. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Uh, I like as soon as I heard it, I thought, right on. It sounds good. I know you'd already prepped me with the Black Sabbath vein.
Mhm.
But I had an initial reaction that actually made me laugh on the treadmill at the gym when I heard it. Funny thought, when dude started singing, the only thing I could think of was Billy Madison when he passes the 3rd grade and they hire a rock band and the guy sings, Billy passed the 3rd grade. Oh, what a glorious day. Billy passed the 3rd grade. The Billy Madison way. That's what I
So,
fucking
so you thought he sounded like that?
hell yeah, I did. I was dying. And I heard it again today, and I'm like, Billy Madison. I heard it.
You just can't get it out of your head. It's just
No, but it's fun that once I get over that, the band is great. But as soon as you first hear that voice, I just see Adam Sandler in the pool going, yeah. I had to get that out. So aside from what my initial reaction was, the music rocks. Like you could tell it's like early doom, like
yeah.
the heavy shit. I like that. Um the Black Sabbath makes a lot of sense since I had that in my head. It was a lot of the lyrics and the song content was about, shit, drugs, politics, like
Mhm.
heavy topics. Every time depression.
Yeah.
Um
Oh, yeah.
which I thought was like, wow, this is, you know, I know what they're talking about. It's pretty damn clear what they're talking about. No,
That's right.
I liked it. I was like, this is in your face for,
Mm.
I mean, my favorite, and when I say favorite song, I like you. I know how you have your method of listening to music. I keep just playing the album blindly, usually at the gym or wherever I am, and then I just keep checking when I hear a song that I really like. I keep checking and hearting that to remind myself. The one
Right.
song I kept landing on was come on, come on, "The Lost Feeling."
The Lost Feeling. Okay, yeah. No, that's a great song. It's a good song for
That
sure.
there's supposed to be two. That one gets me, man. It's about I think he's talking about, isn't that the one that's about addiction or depression? I don't I mean, it was depression, wasn't it?
Um,
This is crazy. I anyone who's suffered with depression and hears that song where he sings about depression, it's like like wow. People were sad in the 80s too? I mean early 70s? Wait, whatever.
yeah.
I'm trying to see, just not helping me right now. Come on, Spotify. People are waiting. All right.
You, you're trying to find
Yeah.
the lyric?
Clear Window Pane and The Lost Feeling. Those are the two songs that jumped out at me every time I heard them.
Okay, cool.
The album's cool. It really is. The playing is awesome. His lyrics kind of make me, his voice kind of makes me chuckle for that reason. But that's
So,
great because honestly, a little lightheartedness with like a heavy subject matter helps. But I just kind of surprised it came out of the 80s. Like
oh yeah.
it was kind of like, wow, is this really like, oh, it just, it could have come out of it. It could have come out later and it could have fooled me.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
just yeah, it sounds like some stuff that they're doing now.
right.
The
Well, I mean,
playing is some of the playing is amazing, like, really.
they're one of these bands that like yeah, that like kind of they were the first, stoner or whatever you want to call it, doom metal
Right.
bands. Like there was another band called Pentagram. I mean,
Yeah.
they're in the same vein. They sound like it's like the same kind of music, and they were some of the first two. Maybe Pentagram might have even been around a little bit before. I'm not for sure, but they were basically those bands, especially St Vitus, because it's they were born out of like Black Sabbath, basically.
Yes. Very
They're
much,
influenced
yeah.
heavily by Black Sabbath, especially St Vitus. Mean like one of the songs on Volume 4 is St Vitus Dance, right?
Right. Yes, I saw that named in Spotify that they got their name from a
Yeah,
Black Sabbath song.
but it's their namesake. So yeah, they're definitely one of the bands that were like on the forefront of that kind of music that is very popular now. Like Sleep, High on Fire, Electric Wizard. There's a billion bands. And they kind of started this shit.
Right. No,
But
no, yeah, it get caught, like I said, it surprised me. Once I got over his voice and how funny that was, it was like, yeah, this is good shit. And they keep the album is a solid album all the way through.
yeah, oh yeah, it's a great album for sure.
It's not, but if I'm being fair, like it's not something that I will probably listen to too much, like just because there's a lot of other stuff that sounds like that, and I haven't been listening to any of that lately.
Mhm.
Like but as far as where it sounds awesome, and really it's kind of like a bit of music history to be like, holy shit, these guys were doing this in the 80s. That really messed me up because, like you said, it's like Sleep, it's like all that other stuff. But some of the riffs in there were just like, wow, this shit's early. You know what I mean? Like, like whoa. Like imagine people that are in other bands now or heard that for the first time, like, whoa. Like we want to just dive into that right there and make that our whole fucking band.
Oh
Those
yeah, for
sounds.
sure.
And they've done that, obviously. They've created bands like that.
Well, I
But
mean,
yeah,
this album came out in '86, right? And like, when was Black Sabbath wasn't too far before that, right?
the
Like, I mean, like,
70s, right?
yeah, so it's like it's not like that was too far, you know, away from each other.
Right,
So
but Black Sabbath doesn't have anything that, well, I don't know, it didn't sound like that. Like, I don't know how to explain that sound, but like that doom sludgy sound, like it's just it. You're like, "Whoa, where that's why it feels like you're going back in time, tracking down the birth of that sound."
right.
And this is an earlier record, so that's why I said I was shocked to hear that kind of stuff. I was like, "Whoa, this is Sabbath, but it's like Sabbath on like wheat and heroin, or I don't know. I mean, like just like, "Rah."
It's
Granted, they all
difficult.
did drugs, so who knows? But the dude, they have a song in there, like two songs where he talks about like you could tell he's on drugs. I'm like, wow. He's like,
I,
it's something about coming down or something. I'm like, whoa, all right, cool,
yeah,
man.
um, dying inside.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah. That's a tough song. I was like, fuck.
You know what my favorite? My favorite song is track 7, "Thirsty and Miserable." I love
Yes,
that.
thirsty and miserable. And then
Yeah,
that's good. He talks about like breaking into your mom, like their mom's house or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
I thought
Oh,
of you
let's break
every
into
time
it.
I hear that song. I'm like, this is Alex. Like, not that he would rob his parents, but this is Alex.
I've stolen weed from, but no,
That's a
yeah,
great
no,
song.
totally. Like the beginning of that song,
He
there's a
burps.
like he burps and then cracks a beer and then song starts. It's fucking awesome. Thirsty and miserable. I've been.
Whoa. Here, I have seen this is oh wait, I clicked on the war starter. I was about to say that ain't right. Wait, where'd it go? Where's the fucking song at? Thirsty and miserable. Here it is. Let's see. You drop to the floor, you drink till you can't see anymore. Thirsty and miserable, always wanting more. I'll cut through some of this. My brother wants a ride to the liquor store. You pity him for what he wants it for. Thirsty and miserable, always wanting more. It's 1:30 and we're getting nervous because the store closes at 2. Then there's not enough to last us all. Oh fuck. Always wanting more. Always where is I missed the lyric where it talks about Robin. Don't they say something about breaking into someone's house?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think that's towards the end. Yeah.
I don't even see it listed. Anyway, yeah, it's fun. It's a funny song. It kind of like reminds me of like some punk rock shit you would hear.
Oh, it's very much that for sure.
No, that's great. Every time, honestly, every time that song came on, I was like, "That's Alex."
Well, it's funny you thought that because it is my favorite song on the album.
Well, it's also like that's your like that's just you. Like there's that. Well, you're funny, but it's a funny song. It's heavy, but it's funny. That's you. Like
Yeah.
that's exactly you.
I'm
Goofy
I'm
but
I'm,
heavy.
I'm thirsty and miserable.
Yeah, but you laugh while you're miserable. Like it's weird. It's like a fucking depressed clown that took too many Prozacs. I was like, fuck.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, good pick though, man. If I had to rank it, I'd give it an 8 out of 10, just because
Okay,
I'm not going. I mean, I don't know how many more times I'll listen to it,
sure. So
but
so for you, it's solid. It's good. It's if someone put it on, you would not hate it. You might listen
no,
to it later on down the road, but it's not like um it's not like you're gonna listen to it today again or anything.
right, dude. Right after I listened to that and I was leaving the gym, I turned on Three Dog Night. Okay, like that's where my head is. Like I'm stuck in the oldies right now. I don't know what to do. So I'm still like my favorite band is Pink Floyd. Like I've been that way since I was fucking 12 years old. You know.
Well, I mean, yeah, Pink Floyd. I mean, it's not like it's too.
Well, I
That's
know. I'm just saying of all the music I've listened to, had my taste, core hasn't changed.
sure.
You know. But this was like I said. I feel like this is like music history. Like you're seeing the progression into all these other genres by listening to this band. It's
Right.
really evident. You're like, oh my god! Like they took Black Sabbath and then they did this with it, and then obviously caused a lot of other people to do a lot of other things that we can now hear in music.
Oh,
That's
definitely.
why I like this album so much,
Mhm.
because it's like, wow, this is literally a piece of music history. Like you could see how
How it?
this
Yeah.
this motivated a bunch of 15-year-olds with guitars to be like, yeah, let's do this
Well,
shit.
yeah, and it definitely did because they were 15-year-olds with guitars. That like we're
That's how
breaking
it
into.
works,
Yeah, we're
right?
breaking into liquor stores and the liquor cabinets and listening to Black Sabbath and shit. Yeah, it's
Well, I
fucking.
mean, like that song "War Starter." That's Ozzy, like that's Black Sabbath all over the place. But then that one, that's "Thirsty and Miserable," that screams to me like no effects. Like just you could like I could see like those guys listening to that, like, oh, we could make a whole band out of shit like this. Like we could just stick in this song and make a bunch of these songs. And
Right.
that's what it reminds me of, you know, like white trash, two heaves and a bean. Like it just remind same
Yeah. Yeah, I get
telling a story, right? It all rhymes and it's done.
for sure. I I would give the album a an 8 too, or an 8.5. You know, I give it an 8 out of a 10.
Well, do you listen to these guys, right? I mean, are they in
Yeah,
your
well, not like not like every week or whatever, but the last time I listened to this, before we listened to it to review it, it was probably been like a couple months,
right
you know.
on? But you do listen to them.
Oh yeah, St Vitus is a band that I've known about for a long time, and I just I added it to the wheel because I was just kind of like curious because I know you're into like the doom metal, the Sleeps and Electric
Right.
Wizard kind of shit, and the Sword. So I was just kind of like curious because it does sound old and it sounds like a pretty kind of rough, like it
Yeah.
has, it's not super polished and
No.
is and I never I could see the Billy Madison comparing like the band now it's funny to me because I could see it, but like he does I've always said this guy has a different way of singing. It's like he's yelling his words at you kind of.
But at some point he's also being like but he is trying to sing them. Like he's yelling, talking, singing. Like because at the end he's like, oh, like he like, pushes it out, but it sounds like he's talking. It's I don't know why, but I
Yeah.
can't fucking help it. I really feel like he's the guy. I feel like he just,
Maybe he was. Maybe
I
he
know.
was.
I really wanted to check and be like, "Oh my god, it's him!" Like,
Um,
fucking Adam Sandler's a big St. Vitus fan.
maybe he is. Who knows? Uh,
He was seriously stoked that day. He's like, "I got the lead singer here, man." The only one who gave a shit.
it'd be funny. It'd be so funny if you were right. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, Cannibal Corpse was in.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah, I don't know.
Excuse me. Can you tell me? Thank you. There's not a lot of funny like metal performances in movies or anything like that. So when you see it in Billy Madison or like, Ace Ventura, it grabs you. You're just like, this is hilarious. Anytime real music artists doing what they regularly do is portrayed in a movie as humorous, I
Yeah,
always rewind it and watch it again.
or like Ministry and what's that fucking movie? I'm drawing a blanks on fucking movies as I'm talking about them.
Ministry.
And Quentin Tarantino movie about vampires. What the fuck?
Whoa, whoa, what? He was in fucking Dawn of the Dead? Not Dawn of the Dead. No, 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 no. Shit. From Dusk Till Dawn. Is that
Yeah,
what
wasn't Ministry that backup band, the vampire band?
I never looked hard enough. I
I'm
don't
pretty
know.
sure.
We
They,
better get this answered on the show.
there's
Otherwise,
maybe there's someone watching this being like, "No, you fucking idiot," but like that's always what I thought. So I'll leave it as a loose theory of mine that Ministry was in that. But that's what I thought. That's what I always thought is Ministry was in that movie. Like in their like guitars are like body parts and whatever,
you know, yeah. What did I say the movie was called? Shit.
Dust Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah,
That's
that's what
I just watched that not long ago.
Oh really? It's a good
Mhm.
movie. Um, but anyway, St. Vitus, great album, good
Yeah,
band.
I don't know. And the Google doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, whatever. I was a horse.
Yes. Anyway, fun band, and it gave me a chuckle. So that was great. That was a fun experience.
Yeah, man, good album. Listen to it. Check out their other albums. Everybody, Tony, everyone. Um, yeah, onto the wheel, eh?
Hey, yeah, let's do it. All
All
right.
right.
Because we didn't get any suggestions. Listen, we had 6 people watch last week. I get it. You guys are busy. The leaves are changing or whatever the hell's going on in your neighborhood. So they're reattaching themselves to your trees. It's busy. I get it. But if you have a chance and you have a suggestion, throw it our way. We'll put it on the
Wait,
wheel.
is that what happens?
The leaves reattach themselves. Yes.
That's far fucking.
The more we do this show, the more I realize how nonsensical it is, and it's fucking fantastic.
Oh, what you thought that this? You
I
thought?
know, but I know it's just like this is so goofy, but it's great. I don't know why. Like I love this is so yeah. Fuck, this is great. I love it. Did you know like people like this is what's nuts, real fast, and this is a topic we should talk about. People who have OnlyFans pages are now starting podcasts.
Oh yeah, everyone has a podcast for sure.
Fuck, it's like the yellow pages. Everyone's in there. Well, anyway, I just think it's real. I listened to one and I was like, I'd rather just watch the content. You can talk about it, but I'd rather watch it. In any case, to the wheel.
To the wheel.
All right. So I'm actually hoping we land on this today. Number one, Three from Hell, the soundtrack and the movie. I'm in the mood to watch the film. Um, so that's number one. Number two is Talking Heads. The album is 77, the deluxe version. Number three is Alex's Spot. Number four is Aretha Franklin and their live album Amazing Grace. Number five is Kaleo A/B. Number six is the Goo Goo Dolls, Chaos in Bloom. Number seven is my spot. Number eight is Curtis Mayfield with his album Curtis. Number nine, Green Druid at the Maw of Ruin. And then number 10, to replace St. Vitus, is David Bowie. Alex's suggestion, Black Star. Great suggestion. Bowie's last album that he did before he passed away, I believe. So that's now on there. So that's 1 through 10.
All right, here we go. Not Goo Goo Dolls. All right.
Yeah, it's probably gonna happen.
8.
Oh, you lucky bastard. Curtis Mayfield. Curtis.
What is Goo Goo Dolls? 9.
6. 666. Mark of the Beast.
Yeah.
Maybe
All
that's where
right.
we'll always put the album we don't want to do. Just kidding. We'll put an upside down cross instead of a 6.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Curtis Mayfield, his album Curtis. You right?
Yep. You can't miss the album cover. He's in a beautiful yellow shiny suit.
Oh, gorgeous. All right. I think that's it. I think we've reached the end. The end. It's over.
This is the end.
Hey, it's over. Go home.
All right, it's over. Bye.
Oh, get on. If you like to suggest a band and an album, you could go to Instagram, Titfu69, and slide into the DM. Or the most popular way is go to YouTube on our channel, the most recent episode, and put in the comment section a band, an album from that band, or a movie and a soundtrack. Do it up. And that's it. Thank you for watching and listening as always, and we will talk to you soon.
Damn straight. Couldn't say it any better than that. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye. Bye.